Vansha kalpatarubhascha kripasundabhevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna Nandini Kishori, Hare Krishna Nitama Prabhu, Hare Krishna Agadamana Sundara, Hare Krishna Manabhushan Krishna Sundara Kanai. Premi's here, fantastic. Shamohini's here. Lalitagni Hanuman, Shambhakti, Akshara, Ranshor, Dinesh, Rekha, Patipavana, Govinda Mohini, Mukaravind, the ubiquitous Mukaravind, Raghava Caitanya, and more coming in. Mali Devdasi.
Hare Krishna.
The stars are coming out tonight. Okay, everyone, this is it. Kali Yuga arrived a little while ago. Lord Chaitanya appeared, and he gave a way that people have an easy way out. They've been in the material world since the time immemorial. And no one's found a way to get out. No one's found a way to attain pure love of God. There's substandard literatures everywhere in the world. Don't take people far enough. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the Sankirtan movement, and he brought forward through his Sampradaya the literatures that are essential for every living entity to understand his or her eternal relationship with Krishna. The best of them, undoubtedly, Bhagavad Gita. Because for the common person, Bhagavad Gita, they can hold in their hand, they can carry anywhere, they can keep it by their bedside. They can read one chapter and become enlightened. One verse, Sarvadharma Prityaja, and they can make a decision to surrender to Krishna and use their human form of life. It's the one literature, the chapter of the Mahabharata, that every acharya has commentated upon. We have the Bhagavad Gita as it is. It's the best Bhagavad Gita in the world. And we also have made a wise decision to be part of the distribution, because who can estimate the benefit to the distributor when Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita, the one who shares this is the most dear to me. And as the sages at Naimisharanya asked, Kova Bhagavatasya Punya Shloke Dikarmana, they wanted to know who wouldn't want to listen to this. And we ask, who wouldn't want to distribute this? Since, first of all, it's so easy. And second of all, because the world needs it so much. Everyone, please feel free, if you're in your pajamas or whatever, put your camera on, because we try to get a quorum here that means more cameras on than off. It changes the balance. There's more radiance that comes, believe it or not, from personal presence of those who are here. What's our purpose today? It's to gather our energies. We're a team. It's a global team. We're working together. We're sharing best practices so each one of us can excel, because that's our main interest. There's a point system, but that's just a way to measure. We want to win globally. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to experience what it's like to fulfill Prabhupada's request that kindly help me. The exhilaration you feel when you walk out the door, out of your comfort zone, and you show courage. The theme of this Live to Give campaign, which is now a thing, Live to Give is a thing, it's a brand, it's indelible, is be brave. Srila Prabhupada, on a morning walk, talked about the memorial built in Calcutta for Victoria. It was a huge building. We visited it last time we were there, and it was just being built to rival the Taj Mahal in honor of Queen Victoria. It still had scaffolding on the side. Who knows what kind it was? Probably bamboo, because that's the only kind I've seen in India. And Srila Prabhupada, as a little boy, climbed the scaffolding all the way to the top of the Victoria Memorial. When you look at it, I mean, my knees shake just looking at the top. Brahmananda said, "You were very brave." Prabhupada said, "I'm still brave. How else would I have come alone to preach Krishna consciousness? I am still brave." And that's what it takes to start a worldwide movement, is courage, bravery. And that's our battle cry this year, be brave. It's amazing how the mind tells us about the dangers of the world, and then when we're brave, they just disappear. And they get replaced with empowerment, the internal energy. So we're going to hear from a few devotees how things are going. We're very interested in pledges, because your pledge is your wedge. When you write down a number, well-considered number, on a piece of paper and say, this is what we're going to do this year, then the energy springs forth. We just did it the other day. I'll have Malini at a certain point talk about a goal we made just for the weekend, which seemed a little scary at first, but somehow or other, by Lord Chaitanya's arrangement, we smashed it. How did it happen? Well, we wrote it down and we announced it. That's a sign of bravery, and it pays off. So we have the intrepid and courageous Nandini Kishori Devi Dasi, who never sleeps. She only goes to sleep and dreams about how she's going to extract more pledges out of everybody in North America, or in America. We have Anuttama Prabhu from Canada. We have Divyanam Prabhu, who's joining from the street, as usual, because he never gets off the street. He's always in action. There he is right now. Well, we're going to give priority to Divyanam. Looks like he's in Watford, on the street there. Are you in Watford?
We are in Uxbridge town, Maharaj. My obeisances to you and to everybody on the call. Yeah, we are right now here in Uxbridge town, the devotees. And Bhagavad Gitas are flying because tomorrow is Gita Jayanti and people are really interested in what we are doing here. So I have devotees. You can see we have Keshav here, Damodar Bandhu Prabhu, Kapil Prabhu, and many others who are around. We are just outside Uxbridge station, really good town. We took a permission from the council. After 6 years, they gave the permission to us because we used to have a really good, this used to be one of our best venues for book distribution. And so, yeah, we are here with a team of at least 10, 15 devotees distributing Prabhupada books. And a quick update from UK, Maharaj. Yeah, devotees are mostly on the street or on door to door. And that's why some of the leaders are not on the call. So I apologize. But London is flying. Soho, Mathura Kripa Prabhu and his team, they are traveling across different places in London. And they're having some great success. We ourselves as a team with the leadership at the manor are also going to various places. Yesterday, I went down to South London. It's a really nice community there, Maharaj. And we went out with a group of 15 devotees, and many came for the first time actually. And we spent few hours, gave out many Gitas, and we had a really nice reflection session with those devotees. And I announced to them, Maharaj, that you will be coming since you mentioned South London next visit. So they are super excited to have you and really distribute more books. At the manor, we are preparing on quite a few things. We have personally devotees, just the Sankirtan team alone, along with you, had pledged nearly 12,000 Bhagavad Gitas. So every day we are getting the reports on our group from Ladini Prema Mataji, who's collecting all the pledges on how every devotee is doing as we are out in the street speaking to the people. And then in the community also, I want to share something very exciting. We, for the first time at the manor, we created what we call it a Sankirtan support team. And this support team, we have put together a beautiful flyer I'll share with Shama Mohini Mataji. And and we are having some really good success with it. Many people are contacting us saying that we want to host the devotees who are going out for prasadam. So the grahasthas don't have to worry about cooking. We are out on the streets and we have a home to go for prasadam. Then we are also, our temple volunteers are baking cookies. So we have cookie prasadam to give out here on the street. My name is Krishna. And then we have a business and outreach team, which is sitting at home. Elderly devotees cannot go out and they're calling businesses and corporate organizations and presenting Bhagavad Gita and other books, actually asking people to take them for their employees during Christmas and New Year. So these are our two new initiatives we are trying, and those who can't come out are making calls and doing Sankirtan through the phone calls, Maharaj. And yeah, we are having Sankirtan Sundays. Akinchana with Prabhu is organizing many devotees every Sunday. We have a guest from all over the world. They tune in and give us an inspiration and encouragement to distribute Bhagavad Gitas. So yes, these are some quick updates from London, and you can see the guests are here. People are stopping, and we are able to distribute some Gitas. So that's it from me, Guru Maharaj, and to for all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Haribo! Good work, Divyanam Prabhu. We love the live broadcast.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Keep up the good work out there. If
Hare
anybody
Krishna.
needs more information, they can always get in touch with Divyanam Prabhu. He'll give you the information about what they're doing there. We're getting a little narrative from Damodar distributing a book in the background.
Yes, Maharaj. Also, Guru Maharaj, Vindarika Ramya and Mantrini Leela together, they did a kids training day before yesterday. First day of the marathon, it went down really well. Many children turned up, and now the kids are going to go out just using some of your success principles. It was a very well received training. We received so many messages from the community that it was very, very inspiring, and people are really looking forward to come out. So I think training is an important one. That's what we did in South London with the devotees and really worked. Some of the principles, especially your principle about taking the donation and that whole thing about Dakshina, how you nicely explain that, why we take money, which is, that it's a sacred knowledge. And when you give something in return for sacred knowledge, it helps you connect with the teachers. So some of these principles, although they seemingly look small, but they're making a huge difference and giving us so much confidence to the devotee community in boldly and openly distributing Prabhupada books and accepting donations. So I just wanted to leave it with that thought. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
This is something like
Okay, good luck out there. Hare Krishna to everybody. Gaur Krishna, Haribo. Hare Krishna.
mantra.
Yeah, so as Divyanam Prabhu mentioned, the way we ask for donations can change everything. I'll talk about that later. And now we're going to go to Nandini Kishori, who's apparently in San Francisco now. Go ahead, Nandini Kishori. Tell us what's the temperature in America? How are devotees feeling about the Live to Give campaign, and are they rising to the occasion for the Be Brave campaign?
Vaisesika Maharaj, with your mercy, and that's why my photo is of San Francisco. It's close to your home. And we want to be close to your lotus feet, all of us, book distributors. So we have a very inspired US temple presidents are helping get goals from the Sankirtan leaders. And I'm so inspired by their enthusiasm. Seattle Temple president, they sent scores in few minutes and 5,500 for Seattle. And these people distribute Gitas to every intelligent software engineer out there, and they go on Harinams every week. Big Harinams, 40 devotees going out. St. Louis, such a small temple, they used to struggle to distribute 3 Srimad Bhagavatam sets just 3 marathons ago. Now they are committed to 2,000 Gitas. I was amazed by their goal. And they had one Prabhupada disciple doing a lot and he fell sick. And I really want to go and ask them every tip they can share with us, how they are going for such a high goal. This Bergen County Temple, they want to distribute 12 boxes, and it's also very nice. Another New Jersey temple put down their goal. Then Orlando Temple, this temple runs with 10 students. And just a few more congregation members are there. And their goal is 700 Gitas. Again, it's during the exam times, and they are very inspired, and they had 500, they were going to distribute 500 Gitas last year. So 700 is very impressive. And then we are coming towards the Maharathis and Atirathis. Swasa Prabhu personally emails us and thanks you and everybody here. We can take inspiration from him. He said, our goal is 45K, and I'm sure we will cross it. So this is very nice. Swasa Prabhu himself is committing LA for 45,000 Gitas. Then in between there's Baltimore. They are committed to 20,000 Gitas. Thank you, Shama Bhakti Mataji. And then I will leave the best to the Malini Devi Dasi. So the mood is very inspiring, enthused, and I'm just so grateful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Nandini Kishori. Good
Thank you,
numbers
Hare.
coming out. After the Bhadra campaign, it seems easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
20,000, 40,000. Why not 200,000? What's the big deal? Just get them, put them in the temple room. Tell everybody you can't fit in until you distribute all the books. So fantastic. Great to hear from you.
Thank you so
And
much.
now we're going to go a little further north to our friends in Canada, Anutama Prabhu,
Hare
who's
Krishna Maharaj.
constantly meeting with the devotees. Hare Krishna, Anutama Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Sure. I would like to do a short presentation. Okay. Hope you're able to see that.
Yes, looks great.
Okay, so we have book tables everywhere. So the key was to start the campaign early, and the early campaigns that really benefit us because it gets a lot colder in November and December up in Canada. So when we start from September, October, it is really beneficial. And I give 108 out of 100 for this book display here. It's actually taken yesterday when I was visiting the Toronto temple. 2 boxes of Bhagavad Gitas, and they made this very attractive book table display. So creativity is great. On the left, we went to a home program and a lot of indoor events. And this kirtan's really popular. And I said, well, why don't you have book tables? So I went there and had a book table, and we distributed Bhagavad Gitas. At the bottom is a Mississauga, having as many books as many varieties as possible, and including distributing Farsi Bhagavad Gitas at events, Diwali festivals, for example. Door to door with the Toronto Sankirtan team, they've been going out for the past few weeks, and it's been, really lively to get to see all these, young people go out and, get the kids involved and knock on doors. And, a lot of people just really appreciated us being there and coming to their door and not having to traverse out in the snow today. So that was really nice. I did a presentation in Montreal, Quebec at the Zone 1 conference that was held this year. So I did a presentation on book distribution and setting our scores for last year, which was 26,398, and how we can improve on that. And then had a workshop with the temple leaders to divide them up in 5 sub-zones within Canada and also the US a bit, and then have the temple leaders get together to tax their brains on how they can work in a cooperative spirit, but to expand in ways that they haven't done before, go to new cities, similar to what ISV is doing, where they go to new towns where there's no centers and go and do a Sankirtan Blitz. So similar to that, we had that. And then supporting teams. So on the picture on the left are a couple from Dubai visiting Vancouver who are buying a Bhagavad Gita for their son in Toronto. So it's, quite a whirlwind of distance there, but that's the Brihat Mridanga, where the books go far places. And with Brampton in the middle picture and top picture, it was actually my first time going out and doing book distribution service with them, even though I've been in this role for 4.5 years. So I was glad to be able to go out with them and just to be supporting teams across the country So yeah, that's my update.
Now tell us more about your support teams. Is that similar to what we heard a little earlier
I
about
think
from London?
from London, yes. So the support team that London was mentioning was how each team is supported individually by their centers with prasadam and all that. Um, the support team I'm talking about is just a one man person, but myself just going to different centers and supporting them with building their team on book distribution. So with the smaller medium temples, I tend to offer more support and service with building it up. With larger temples like Toronto and Brampton, they are very well oiled machines. So I just go there and do grassroots Sankirtan service.
Fantastic, Anuttama Prabhu. And this is an example of how one can help expand everywhere is by giving a little attention. Anuttama Prabhu is a gardener. He goes around and he checks in with everybody. He very gently encourages them. He gives them training. He shows up at all the programs. North America, he always comes to the temple president's meeting just so he can interject the value of going out on Sankirtan for developing local communities, because sometimes leaders forget. They get so absorbed in their own projects that they forget that book distribution is the seventh purpose of ISKCON that Prabhupada said will help grow all the programs. The aforementioned six purposes can grow by book distribution. And there's an old saying that the best fertilizer is the gardener's shadow. So it just means that when you're attentive to your garden, just like recently, it's getting to be winter here in California, which is really a joke compared to Canada. But still, it's cold, and there's only certain kinds of plants that will grow in my backyard, mostly lettuce and kale and things like that. But I go out there 3 times a day to make sure nobody's chewing on the seedlings and that they're okay, they have enough water. If I just leave them alone, I come back. I did it during the pandemic, and then I put pak choy in, and they were all gone after a week because some little critter came and enjoyed a meal for over a few days. So we have to look in, check in on everybody, and by that, everything grows. Where attention goes, energy flows. Thank you, Anuttama Prabhu. Excellent report.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And now we have Ambarishi Swami. We're always eager to hear from Maharaj, from all the devotees there in Russia. Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. Thank you very much for joining us. You want to tell us how things are going there? We'll be very eager to hear.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances.
Jai.
We started our preparation from Saturday. Devotees invited Indian ambassador to Moscow temple, and he started the reading of Bhagavad Gita. He offered aratik to Bhagavad Gita. Also, devotees they did yagya dedicated to Gita Jayanti, and we started to distribute Bhagavad Gitas to everybody. One devotee, he sponsored Bhagavad Gita, so we were asking for donations. We were not selling them for some fixed price, so few hundred Gitas went out on this event. And yesterday, we had a gathering of Moscow community devotees, and we did presentation on Prabhupāda marathon, on Gita Jayanti also, and also we distributed maybe around 200 Gitas yesterday. And today we had a Sunday program in the main temple in Moscow, and we were inviting devotees to participate in Gita Jayanti marathon, to present Bhagavad Gita to their relatives, friends. That is our preparation for this marathon. Hare Krishna.
Wow, that's amazing. The Indian ambassador came and you made a whole program with a yagya for Gita Jayanti. How brilliant. These are innovations Prabhupada told the Sankirtan devotees in Vrindavan, 1975. He said that every devotee has his or her own genius in how to do this. And if you're sincere and you pray to Krishna and you just try, and he went like this, he said, then the master in your heart will show you how to do it. This is an example. These innovations are coming from Krishna within the heart. Ambrishi Maharaj, thank you very much for coming and giving me a report. If we feel so interconnected as one global team when we hear from
Yes.
everybody with the common cause. I think it's very healthy to have this relationship on the team here. And you're always here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Next.
Hare Krishna. Now we're going to swing over to the Madhya Purvadesh. We call the Madhya Purvadesh. If you can figure that out, then you'll know where it is. And today we have, this is a dynamic community. These devotees are organized. And today, because Naikatma Prabhu, their fearless leader there, has a throat infection, he can't talk. We have Vivek Prabhu. Now, Vivek means discrimination. And the greatest type of discrimination is to choose Krishna over Maya. And this campaign is deliberately for that, to empower every living being to make their own choice, to use their human intelligence to choose Krishna over Maya. How else would they do it unless they have a Bhagavad Gita in their hand? There's no possibility without that knowledge. So let's hear from Vivek Prabhu, all the way from Madhya Purvadesh.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for joining.
Let me share a screen. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupada.
And if there's any chance of sharing your camera on too, it's said in the Shastra, just by seeing a Vaishnav, one gets purification. Please don't deprive
I'll do
us.
Prabhu. This.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna. And Naikama Prabhu is here too. Obeisances Prabhu. Thank you. Please don't talk. Save your vocal cords for later.
Prabhu, I'm trying to share the slide.
Okay.
Naikatma Prabhu, if you can share, that'll be better. I'm not able to share for now. So let me, on behalf of Naikatma Prabhu and the entire community in Madhya Purvadesh, let me take you through the presentation. Prabhu, you will change the slides? Yeah. There are 9 different congregations within Madhya Purvadesh. There is Avtari Desh, Kanhaiya Desh, Balram Desh, Damodar Desh, Gaurang Desh, Shyama Desh, Krishna Katha Desh, Mathura Desh, and Sanatan Dham. So these are the 5 sub-segments within Madhya Purvadeshas. This year, our goal is to smash around 70,000 Bhagavad Gitas and other books. So we do a campaign with Bhagavad Gita and many other books of Śrīla Prabhupada and BPT. So over the years, what we have done is precisely we have done 64,257, 64,863 last year. 63 was year to year last, 63,590. Then we had done 67,425 last year. And this year the plan is 70,000 for the 25 campaign. Avtari Desh total will be doing 14,000 books. Kanhaiya Desh is 10,000. Balram Desh is 5,000. Damodar Desh will be 18,000. Gaurang Desh is 2,000. Krishna Katha Desh is 6,500. Mathura Desh is 5,000. Sanatan Dham is 1,750. And Shyama Desh is 3,500 target. So we cannot freely distribute Prabhupada books. So we rely on 3 ways. We are collecting daan to distribute Bhagavad Gita in India, neighboring countries, some parts of Africa, for the poor, underprivileged societies. We are also collecting Bhagavad Gita and Krishna book orders locally to send to the families within India. The members who are here, they want to send as a gift or something, that also we are doing. We are also locally distributing the Bhagavad Gita and the other books over here through courier, or through, if someone is traveling to India, they can carry it over there. Every year we are trying to innovate and inspire people to do more and more daan. This year we plan to start tomorrow, which is Gita Jayanti festival, and tomorrow also happens to be Kirtan Rasa festival, which is a very big festival over here. 6,000 registered participants are already there in Kirtan Rasa festival, and the Adivas Divas happened today with a very big bang, and tomorrow onwards everything, next 3-day event will be there. We are gearing up in a big way, which is who is coming to inspire us, Krishna and Arjuna both. So they're inspiring us on a chariot to bless children doing Gita Seva. So children are our real ambassadors who speak to the congregation people, non-congregation people who are coming into the Kirtan Rasa festival, and they generate the books which can be distributed to the temples in India. We also have a central attraction, which is World Gita Exhibition. It's a full collection which has been designed by Ekatma Das Prabhu over the years. It has almost like 60 different translations of Śrīla Prabhupada books. This year we are trying to attract for the daan by various ways and communication. The Gita Jayanti, let us distribute Raj Vidya, the king of knowledge. So many people do not even understand what Bhagavad Gita is and what type of knowledge it is offering, and this will help us do that. And other creatives are there. This entire campaign has been created in last few days to attract different mindsets. So we are showcasing certain things, which is say like Virat Roop of Supreme Controller. How do you attract towards that? And whether you chose war or peace after the discussions of Krishna and Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. And if we chose any of those things, why did we choose those things? So this entire thing, any differentiator between body and soul, karma and karma, so all these things are being questioned. And this will just open up the minds of new people. We have also developed a prize list which will be going digitally to all the Bhakti Vriksha leaders, and also we will be circulating over there in that event. Bulk delivery prizes are also established in the prize list, along with Krishna book, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Caitanya Charitamrita. So everything is being designed to attract more and more people to our books and sharing the same books with everyone else. Also, we are trying to promote the book daan opportunities through various leaders in the congregation and Bhakti Vrikshas. We also plan to inspire close to 1,000 children attending Bal Utsav classes, learning Gita shloks on regular basis. We are going to gift Shri Krishna as a Bhagavad Gita to their grandparents in India, and also we are giving certain coupons to them so that they can use these free coupons to gift Bhagavad Gita to their friends or a family or a relatives back in India with little price off or full price off. Every children working in the Gita Seva, they will also be given a badge which they will keep as a memento along with them even after the Seva has been over. We will be probably running this campaign till end of January to achieve our targets. The certificate to every children will be given based on how much they have scored and other things, but certificate will be going to each and every child who will be contributing towards the cause of Śrīla Prabhupāda. many gifts which are being also organized for the children who are doing seva for us. And like Govinda's ice cream coupon, Polaroid pictures over there with Krishna Arthun Rath and ISKCON temple deity jewelry, which is as a Mahaprasadam, and spiritual storybooks for the children. So this will further develop their consciousness towards Krishna. The distribution plan, this is a small distribution plan which we are sharing. So we do it in Pakistan, Nepal, temples in India, Bangladesh, and Africa. It's not there on the web, but we are doing in Africa as well, some parts of Eastern Africa. So with this activity, with the books of Srila Prabhupada, lives are transformed and spiritualized in every town and village. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
It didn't require any patience. We were on the edge of our seats. We can tell from your presentation and your ideas that you're leaning into this very heavily. This is the result of very deep brainstorming, planning, the branding, the way you're designing, the way you're including everybody. And this is just the best example of how workarounds bring turnarounds. You're in a place where you can't distribute books locally, but you've figured out how to spray them all over the world in mass quantities. One of the most successful yatras on the planet for developing book distribution. We're very impressed, and we're going to call on you more for ideas coming up, because you're generating ideas that can be passed on to many of the yatras around the world, so we can get up to higher and higher numbers. Thank you very, very much, Vivek Prabhu, Naikatma Prabhu, for your presentation and for your leadership there. It's very inspiring, and you always come to these programs. Thank you so much. It gives everyone a great boost. Okay, now, of all places, we're going to move all the way to Latin America. They've shown over history their penchant for not just pure devotional service, but also for mass book distribution. And we have our reliable spokesperson, Vedanta Caitanya? No, Nrsinga Kripa Prabhu. Where are you? There he is. Nrsinga Kripa Prabhu was going to speak to us from Latin America and tell us how things are going down there. Prema is also here. He's one of the premier preachers of South America, or the world for that matter, and his good wife Premi. So let's hear what's happening. We want to hear the news from Latin America.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances, everyone, and all our respects. Well, we are planning, we are working in a nice promotion that is in the purchase of two boxes of Bhagavad Gita. You will get another one for free. That shows to work since the last years that we are working in this mood, and we increase a lot the distribution on Bhagavad Gita. Also, it makes easy that Sankirtan devotees give Bhagavad Gitas a very simple or very low price in the streets, just like for a donation or whatever, and it increase all this good fortune all around. And we also are working on temples with the idea to create different groups for marathon, including and in these groups for marathon, we are working a lot on congregational devotees and also Sankirtan devotees. We are dividing in two kinds of levels of distribution, and in the congregational devotees, we are doing packages, little packets of books, where we are giving also Bhagavad Gitas for free, in order that devotees begin to get accustomed to distribute also Bhagavad Gita. That is historically was not very easy for many devotees. We also brought a Bhagavad Gita with soft cover that is also very, very cheap and very portable. And the idea is that devotees begin to do it in a daily basis, the distribution. And also we are registering groups. We're making a kind of platform to registration of all different groups in Latin America, and all these groups in Latin America are working in these categories. And we do a festival on Sankirtan with these groups also, and some like prizes and some okay, and some boons when they create their quota, and that's when they finish their quota. And we are also asking them to write their plots, as Vaisesika Prabhu told in many circumstances. When you write the plot or the plan of distribution, it creates a difference. So we're also choosing devotees in order to create these things. So today we have many programs in different temples with the idea to choose them in Gita Jayanti, that is tomorrow here in Mexico and Latin America. More or less this.
What a blockbuster report. That was like you recited like the blowing wind. It was coming in nectar flying from every direction. Thank you very much, Nrsinga Prabhu. Again, this is evidence of great leadership, great organization, and getting everybody involved in Latin America. All the leaders, making sure the congregation is empowered, ready to go out on book distribution. Thank you very, very much, everyone from South America. Looking forward to saturating that place. The most pious people, we can say, you can meet anywhere in the world. I can count on one hand how many Spanish-speaking people have not taken a book from me in the past, and I must have talked to hundreds of thousands of them, and maybe only 5 didn't take a book. Okay, well, now we're zooming around the globe because we're running out of time, and we want to hear from India, the mighty India. And we happen to have on the call today the ICC board member from the committee in India, Caitanya Prabhu. Thank you very much for joining us. We're really thrilled you're here. Please tell us how things are shaping up in India and the mighty yatra there.
Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, and I respectfully offer my obeisances to all the Sankirtan leaders who are assembled here. Definitely, I mean, all of you Sankirtan leaders are doing a great job in flooding the whole world with Prabhupada's books. And definitely, as Prabhuji was also mentioning, as mighty India, definitely the numbers over here are huge, and in comparison to the numbers that you have projected here, but definitely the land in which that you are distributing is really a difficult land, whereas India is a very comparatively very easy land to distribute, and every Gita distributed outside India is worth hundreds of Gita here. So definitely your efforts are really inspiring, all of the yatras here in India. And in the last ICC meeting, wherein all the temple presidents of India congregate together, so in that meeting, the total pledge that of India was announced, and all the Indian leaders together took a pledge to contribute around 50 lakh Bhagavad Gita this year, 50 lakh Mahabig books this year, all India together. And the kind of marathon preparation started way back in September, wherein we held a first ever conference of conference of Bharat Sankirtan Leaders Sangha, wherein we invited the Sankirtan leaders from all over India at Pune, and we held this conference wherein, and this was kind of a preparation or a kind of a motivation for the marathon which is going to come. So in that way, we held this in September, and after which we had a ICC meeting in which the chairman and the ICC Book Distribution Committee made the presentation of the book marathon, and the pledges were taken, and although the total pledge was 50 lakhs, and all the temple presidents, when each of them pledged, and as of now, the pledges that we received it's around 52 lakh Mahabig books. And there are more to come. And this time, with the efforts of Bhima Prabhu, we are trying to take pledges from from most of the centers, because in the past many centers were not pledging, but this time we are trying to achieve at least 90%, 95% of the centers to pledge, and and ICC chairman Sahadev Prabhu is also very much into marathon spirit, and is pushing and is very much supporting this. In his on his personal account, he sponsored 5 buses to various other temples within India. 5 buses to whosoever. Some temples have men to distribute, but they do not have the facility, and the chairman came forward to sponsor these buses to various centers within India. And all the devotees, all the yatras within India coming up different new ideas to distribute Bhagavad Gita. And recently in NCR region, we are conducting a couple of marathons wherein thousands of people come together to run. So, in these marathons, because people register and they give in certain gifts in return, T-shirt and many other things. And this time, along with T-shirt, we'll be giving them Bhagavad Gita, wherein thousands of Bhagavad Gita can be distributed in one go. So in that way, we are trying to conduct a couple of marathons here, running marathons. And apart from this, the regular way of book distribution in terms of school Gita contests and others, every temple is definitely taking up it in that way. So these are some of the updates from India. And thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your inspiring leadership. You always keep motivating us. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu, what an excellent talk. And thank you for the nectar in the very beginning. You're so humble and encouraging everyone from around the world with your very humble observations and the innovations that you're all coming up with. I really love the part about how expanding the participation, having a goal to have 90% participation and calling around, that's crucial. It goes to the capacity. And this innovation of having marathons with people running, and at the end they get a shirt and a Bhagavad Gita. These are wonderful exhibitions of Krishna's empowering you with such intelligence. Thank you for coming and representing India today. It really made all the difference. And you're already over 5 million with your pledges, so we pray for your success. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
And now we're going to hear from Malini Devi Dasi. Take a few minutes to tell what's happening, ISV, any innovations and things like that, anything you want to say. And then we're going to finish with Ranshore, who's going to give us a look at the maps from around the world.
Hare Krishna Prabhu and all the assembled Vaishnavas, please accept my humble obeisances or Shraddha. At ISV, we are trying to distribute a lot of Bhagavad Gitas, and we have a big goal as every year we try. And this time what we did was we are trying to also have interim goals. And for this day after Thanksgiving, Friday, His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu said, let's set a goal. And generally we set a goal about 2,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And then Prabhu said, why not 4,000? And we just announced it. We announced it at the Sunday feast and said that this Friday we are going to distribute 4,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And as soon as the goal was announced, everybody started taxing their brains on how we are going to do it. And we saw amazing teamwork from all the different teams. Usually we have one big Harinam in Market and Powell Street in San Francisco. where everybody's attached because everybody gets together. His Grace Vaisesika Dasa does a very nice Harinam. But this time, we divided into 10 different teams, and even the youth, they sacrificed the Harinam at the main spot and they went to different spots, and we went to 10 different spots. Each spot was about 4 or 5 devotees only, and each of them helped a little bit. Some spots did 350 Bhagavad Gita, some spots did 500 Bhagavad Gitas, some spots like 200 Bhagavad Gitas. And by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we distributed total of 4,200 Bhagavad Gitas just on one day, Friday. So this teamwork, this dividing and conquering really, really helps. And it also gives the responsibility for every member of the community to take up some small goal. And this was a huge success. And we also saw a lot of innovation when the small teams are given. And we saw kids, they making up their own signs, the small signs have their own genius of how they can go and distribute and collect a donation. And generally, those who do not go out on book distribution normally, they are going out because it's a collective team community goal. And they take cases and cases of Bhagavad Gitas and they distributed them all. Everybody was very happy. And this actually gives an opportunity to everybody to participate in book distribution. And I also wanted to share one new line that I learned from His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu about collecting the donations. And I used them yesterday when I went out also. Generally, we say we don't sell these books. They're spiritual, they're too valuable to sell. We ask for a donation. On the same lines, Prabhu taught that he said that after saying that we don't sell these books, they're spiritual, we say there's absolutely no obligation, but there's an opportunity. If you like to make a donation, we accept any donation, whatever comes from your heart. And I saw yesterday that it was 99 out of 100. They all gave a donation with this line. So I think it's a really great line to use. If you want to try, please do try. And also wanted to share that yesterday when we went out for book distribution, we met a lot of nice people. And there were two things which stood out. One person said that he heard the Hare Krishna Mahamantra many times, but he never owned a copy of Bhagavad Gita. He traveled different parts of the world, but never saw Bhagavad Gita. So when I presented the Bhagavad Gita to him, he took the Bhagavad Gita. He said when he opened, the first thing he saw was the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in there. It was randomly opened, the book, and there was Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He said, yes, this mantra is speaking back to me. Thank you for giving this Bhagavad Gita. I'm so happy that I got. And not only that, he didn't have anything to carry. But he said he wanted 2 Bhagavad Gitas. And when we gave him, he put one Bhagavad Gita in one pocket and the other Bhagavad Gita in the other pocket, the soft-bound Bhagavad Gitas. So if people don't have place to store, then we can tell them they fit in your pockets. Just take them. So he took 2 Bhagavad Gitas, one in each pocket. And the last one, when we were just coming back, we finished our book distribution. It was almost 7:30 p.m. yesterday night. And then we were passing by, we were just putting the books in the car, and there was a restaurant with all glass doors, and we were just coming out, and then one person from the glass door, I just waved to him, and then he just waved back. And then I said, since it's a glass door, he cannot hear, I cannot hear him. And then I showed him do you want a Bhagavad Gita? I just showed him the Bhagavad Gita. And then he said, what is this? I don't know. And then we had our sign, meditation books. I showed the sign, meditation books. And he was, oh, meditation books. And all the people on his table, his family and everybody, they were saying, no, they were very skeptical. They said, no, no, no. And the waiters and other people in the restaurant, they were very upset that we were trying to disturb their customers. The food was already on the plate. But then I said, please come take a book. And then he was saying, really thinking, and everybody was saying no. And then he thought, okay, why not? And then he just got up from his restaurant. He came all the way out to where we are. He got the Bhagavad Gita, he took the book, and then when he went back to his restaurant, he was opening the book and he was showing everybody else of the Bhagavad Gita that he got. So living entities are looking for it. We just have to show them different ways to present this Bhagavad Gita, and they are taking it. It's such an amazing experience just going out and distributing books. Thank you, Prabhu, for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
I love the point about signs. We're using them in India very effectively. We have these cards that we show people, and we notice on the street when we have our signs up, it attracts people. They see the sign, they come over. And we saw with our kids, they just did it themselves, spontaneously made signs and walked up and showed people. And they were taking them. Some of the kids, how old is Gita Priya? She's like 7, 6?
7.
So 2 7-year-olds were walking around together with a sign, and they collected more than anybody. Everybody gave them like lots of donations, and they just showed them their sign, handed them a Gita. So signs are powerful. That's something you can add on to your list, as write it down, put it in writing. Thank you so much, Malini, for that encouragement.
Prabhu, this is the sign.
Oh, there's their
There's a picture.
signs. There's 2 kids. Downtown San Francisco. They did huge.
And these are all the ones, they went to Iraq. These people are from Iraq. They took the books and they said they're taking back to Iraq as well.
Jai. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Malini. Let's see, we've got to acknowledge Siddhant Sagara for making the maps that are just coming up now from Ranchor Prabhu. He does the IT behind it. And we have Sham Bhakti, who's always present with the team, and she collects pledges from all over the world. So thank you very much to the 2 of you. And let's hear from Ranchor Prabhu, who'll tell us a little bit, show us the maps and show us what's happening in the world.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda. So our global goal this year for the Live to Give Marathon is 4.6 million Bhagavad Gitas. It's the final stepping stone to our 5 million Bhagavad Gita goal next year. Last night we did Oceania, so I'll just be brief, but they have pledged around almost 33,000 Bhagavad Gitas across the 3 countries of Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. Europe, we're still waiting for quite a few pledges. I know Ambarishi Maharaj was on the call, and I know that Divyanam Prabhu was on the call, so Russia and the UK respectively should be sending in some numbers soon. But already so far we have around 18,000 pledges with just 4 countries reporting. So when the map is filled, we hope to see quite a big increase, maybe around 80 to 90,000. South America, we total all the pledges. It's around 10,532 Bhagavad Gitas across all the countries in South America. I remember Argentina, I think it was less than 800 last year, so they've more than doubled their pledge. Looking at the actual numbers for the entire South America, last year they pledged 4.5K and ended up doing 10.8K, so that was more than double their pledge. And this year they're already pledging 10,500, so hopefully they'll do more than double that as well, but already they're making huge leaps. The United States has quite a lot of centers everywhere, around 223,000 Bhagavad Gitas pledged across the whole country. And our northern neighbors, Canada, also has quite a few pledges, a lot of pledges concentrated in the Greater Toronto area, right now sitting just under 20,000. A similar analysis for North America, they pledged 234,000 and did 250,000 last year, so it was around a 15,000 increase. If they do the same this year, they'll be having an all-time high. Their all-time high for North America, I believe, is 256,000 Bhagavad Gitas. So if they get a little bit more than what they've pledged so far, then we'll be able to break our record. That's all we have today. And if I know some pledges aren't present here, I know Madhya Pradesh, we just got those in. So the next Super Sunday, we'll have the full maps for all the yatras. And please send in your pledges with as much detail as possible, getting to the country level if possible, so that we can have the best numbers for our data going forward. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ranjar Prabhu, for staying on top of the numbers. What gets measured gets improved. And that goes to a final point. I'll give a final point and a tip. Final point is that your pledge is your wedge. It means that if you have, what it really means to be brave is to write down a number and make it bigger than the last time. That takes a lot of guts. You got to write it down and then commit to it. That's when the energy starts to flow, not before, only after you make the pledge. So make the pledge, whatever you think you can do, get together with your devotees and allow everybody in your area to pledge also. Don't deprive anybody of the opportunity to be involved in the marathon. Otherwise, they miss the nectar of life and the special mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Caitanya. Okay, here's a pro tip from the streets. Nowadays, we notice that a lot of people wear earbuds, like the ones from Apple and everything else. And if you may have noticed, a lot of times they just walk by because they think they're impervious and they're isolated from everybody else. They're in their little sound universe. So we found a technique finally to get those people to take books. So what we've been doing is when we see somebody with the earbuds in, normally we'd have kind of avoid them because they generally don't stop. But we start pointing to our ear and then pointing to them like this. You point to your ear and then you point to them. And they, with that gesture, they stop and they come over, they take their earbud out. Now this is the key. When they take their earbud out, what we say to them, and let's say there's two of us there, we go, or more, we say, we've been having a debate. He says you're listening to classical music. She says you're listening to hip hop. So what kind of music are you listening to? We're trying to decide. And it's amazing how each one of them gets really engaged in it. They're impressed that you were talking about them debating what kind of music they were listening to, and they're very proud of what they listen to. Whatever it is, they'll say, "Oh no, I was listening to such and such." And that's our lead in. We go, "Oh, that's fantastic. Then here." Then we hand them the book. That was their qualification, that they were listening to that kind of music. So we were missing more and more people, but now miss them no longer. You can use that technique, and I guarantee you'll be very successful. Thank you, everybody, for joining together. Take a look around at all our team members. Just eyeball whoever's here, because we're here in Kali Yuga and we're doing this. This is us. This is our team. We're following Lord Caitanya and Srila Prabhupada. He asked us to do this. Just appreciate, offer obeisances to all your team members, because we're in this together. We're going to cover the earth. We're just getting started. Our 5 million goal for 2026, we probably will smash this year, but we're looking for much, much bigger numbers, and we can do it together, incrementally, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So let's call out the way Advaita Acharya did. Dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dear Srila Prabhupada, if you so desire, please empower us as one global team to fulfill your desires, to give out transcendental literatures like rain falling from the sky, to inundate the planet with transcendental literature in every language all over the planet. Let's work together and share best practices and enthusiasm so we can do this and see it in our lifetime. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki Jai. Do huge. There's still time to do huge. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande.
Krishna.
Hare